Next, I will introduce to you a node that allows everyone to automatically upload files to a website during the automation process, which is the File Upload node. Step 1. You choose a selector, meaning you select the target where you want to attach the file. Here, I will use the element helper to choose the full X path of this button and copy it. Then paste it into the selector box in the application. Next, you will choose the file type. Here you can choose a custom file or file URL and base64 for image files. Then, go down to the file path line to select the path of the file you want to upload. I will choose this PDF file to upload to the website I have selected. Here there is a Click to Upload button. Some websites will not have space to directly upload files, but you have to click a button. For example, here I will click on this Select PDF File button to upload, so I will check this option. Now I will run a test for you to see. After successfully running, my file has been automatically uploaded to this website. Next, I will guide you through the HTTP node. This will be the node that helps you interact with the APIs of websites. There will be 3 main request methods, namely GET, POST, and PUT. Now I will try for you with the VIAP website, which has API documentation of the VIAP website. Here the VIAP website is displaying using the GET protocol for all queries. In Genlogin, I also choose GET by default. Next is the URL. For this I will take the list of telecom providers. I will copy the URL provided by 6OTP and paste it here. The header, params, and cookie sections are advanced, so I will temporarily not mention them in this video. Next is the response type, meaning the return format. On the website they also write it returns in JSON format, so I also default it to JSON. Now I will proceed to test this and see what the result is. Currently, there is an authentication error, as this token is not mine. Each account has a token, so I will copy my account token, replace it here, and test. There, it will have information. This is the information returned after I interact with the API of the VIAP website. Then I need to take which data to use later. Then I will use the create here. I will use body mapping, create a new variable. First will be the path, then I will take which data. For example, I take this message. I will fill it in here. I will use square brackets, then I open quotation marks, then I write the message here. There, and close it. Next I attach it to a variable. I attach the variable as the result variable, create a result variable. Then I close it and run it. There, when running, the result will be successful. It will be the message that VIAP returns to me through the API. Similarly, for status code or success, I also do the same. Especially for this data part, you see here there is a square bracket button, meaning in this data part, it will have an array of data inside too. There, it is the IDs round 1, corresponding to the name and mobile phone, that is the child data of the array, the data array. Suppose I take the same as the message, I will take this data, I replace it with the message here. I still run the result variable, I close it and run HTTP. There, this time it will take all the data of this data array out, meaning ID round 1, name and mobile phone, ID round 2. All the data inside the array of that data will be taken out and it will be saved in the result. Suppose now I don't take all the data anymore, I just want to take each data of the group ID round 3 and name by Vietal. What should I do? Then similarly I will take the child element by dotting 1 in this mapping part. I use square brackets and I will enter the order number of that subarray. Each pair of curly braces will correspond to a subarray and its order will run from 0. For example, the ID round 1 will have order number 0, ID round 2 will have order number 1. So VL will be 3, so its order number will be 2. I write the number 2 and close it. I will still run to the result, close it here and run HTTP. There, the result will be 2 IDs and the name of the VL block. However, the 2 data are on 2 different lines, so it is not displayed in this variable. So, I will take only the VL part. Then in this subgroup, I will dot one more time. I will write name here. I will take only the name of that group. I close it. I run this result variable. I run HTTP. There, it will display the result of getting the data named VL. That is an introduction to the use of this HTTP node. For more detailed cases, advanced cases, our site has used case videos for advanced use. You can watch more on the YouTube channel and Genlogin. Next, I will guide you through the read file or read variable node. Here I want to read my file, which is the test file, this txt file. I will use this read file variable node. First, when opening this node, you will choose the type of input, either file type or variable type. You read the variable. Here I want to read the txt file. Right, you will choose file. Next is the path to the file. Choose the path to the txt file, then open it. This is the file I want to read. Next is the mode. Here the default mode will be line by line. I will leave it as default, then run it and explain later. For the output part, I will give out a variable as the account variable. I close it and run it. After running, my advanced variable now has the value of ACC1, pass 1 to ACC6, pass 6. Meaning this line by line mode, it will read all the data in my file. And each line will be separated from each other by a comma. You can see this right comma here. Pass 1, comma after that, account 2, that is the line by line mode. Next will be line by line with delimiter mode. I will choose it. And here there are 2 fields. One is random, meaning when I tick here it will read any line within these 6 lines of mine. And this delimiter field I will leave blank. I will give out its variable as the account variable. I close it and run it. Then it will read any line on line ACC6 and pass 6. I will run again. It will randomly read. Next is ACC2 and pass 2. It will save it to the account variable for me. Next is the delete line after read node. Simply after reading and outputting this account variable, that line will be deleted in this test file of mine. I close it and run it. After running, it has read the data as account 6 and pass 6. I will open it, then it has been deleted in my original file. That is the delete line after read. Next will be the use of this delimiter. In fact, in my file, I am keeping the account and password on the same line. And I want to split these 2 data into 2 different variables, and I have separated them in the file with this vertical bar. You see the vertical bar here. Now I will use this delimiter and I will fill in the vertical bar. It recognizes my separator. Next, I will choose a variable to attach the corresponding value. Here you see it is ordering by index, meaning the order of the variable will be the same as the order of the data on this line. I am putting the account first and then the password. Then I will also choose account first, then password. I don't have a variable yet, so I will create a variable. According to the order of the value in the line, I close it and run it. Now it will have these 2 variables. One variable is account, one variable is password, and it will split my data by this vertical bar. The left side is the username, the right side will be the password for me. You can use it later. That is the use of the read file node. In addition to reading, I can also write files. Then it will be this write file node. After opening the node, first, you will choose the path to the file you want to write into. I will choose, suppose I want to write into this blank file, I will choose this file, open it. Next is I will choose the input data. You can choose the input data as fixed, or you can choose it as a variable. For example, I want to fill in the profile ID into this blank file, then I will choose profile ID. Next, my file is in TXT format. I will also choose the type as TXT. Regarding overwrite, it will delete all data in this file and overwrite it. Append, then it will write additional compared to the data in my file that I want to fill in. In append, there are two formats. One is new line, two is same line. New line will be on a new line compared to the existing data, and same line it will write on the same line with the existing data. I tick same line, then it will have this delimiter. It will separate the existing data and the new data filled in. But I don't fill anything, so I leave it default will be a comma. For example, I want to separate with a vertical bar, then I will fill in the vertical bar here. Now suppose I will run a test. I will fill profile ID into this blank file and run a test. After filling in, I will open the file to see. There, my file currently has fixed data here. Data up to pass 3, and I have chosen append same line and delimiter as a vertical bar. Then it will add a vertical bar and then fill in new data. My profile ID is 4014613, then it will fill in profile ID here and it will separate it from the existing data with a vertical bar. That will be the right file node to write to a file you already have. Besides the .txt file, you can choose a .csv file to fill into an Excel file or a .json file depending on your needs. Next, I will introduce the set variable node. This node I will use to set the value for the variable. Suppose I have a variable here which is the order number variable. I will need to perform the automation process in sequence with the order numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, I can use this set variable node. I will set the value for the order number variable. Next is if I choose operator, it can be equal, plus, minus, multiply, divide. Then I want to set the initial value for it. I will choose equal and set its value to 1, meaning when I run, my order number variable will have the value of 1. Next, to increase gradually, increase to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then similarly, you will also use this set variable node. I will choose the variable as the order number variable, and operator this time will not be equal anymore. Increase, then I will choose plus. Increase by 1 unit. I choose the value 1. Now I will connect these two together. I will run from left to right, set first, then add one more value. Then after running the second set variable node, the value of the order number variable will be 2. It's just that simple. I will immediately talk about the next node, which is the cookie node. This node is also quite simple. It will only be for you to import or export cookies for your profile. Suppose like I have a cookie file available. My format is JSON, okay. Export format, this is import. I will choose the path to that file. Here, I have a JSON file which is my cookie test file. Open it up. At this time, I just need to run, then the cookie will be automatically imported. After running, it will be imported into my on1 profile only. Similarly, for export, I will also export the cookie of my on1 profile. When running to this node in the automation process, then I will find this path for that file. Suppose I will put it in download, okay. I will select folder. Then next I will use one more slash. And I will name the file I export. Suppose like cookie1 for example. Remember to add .json for me. There, then I close it and run. It runs successfully, then I try to check in my download section. There, it will have a cookie1.json folder here. I have successfully exported the JSON file and you can use it for other tasks. There is another feature of this cookie, which is clear. Simply after running here, then all cookies of my on1 profile will be automatically deleted. It's just that simple.